I'm still talking about Ingle Farm. And while I was there, many instances, but one I recall distinctly was we were going out to prepare for Jet's birthday party at a party store. This is next to the Bridge Bay Hotel, and while we're in this store looking around at balloons and stuff like that, I'm hearing that they were trying to target me in there. So once again, this could just be trickery. Either way, I'm putting this down. This might not be something that gets uncovered until I'm long gone. It might just get destroyed. Either way, I'm doing it, and this is where I'm going now. So honor and integrity is far more important to me than anything else. Like, I couldn't care less. Come at me. You know what I mean? Like, if you think you can torture me any more than I have been in the past 9 years, then good luck with that. So yeah, I'm hearing the orders to take the shot, and the shooter is saying he couldn't get a clean shot because I was behind aisles and things like that. And then I'm hearing, I don't know if I can repeat that. I'm hearing things like they've picked my son up from school, and yeah, that they've collected my son from school type of thing, and they have had him in the back of the car. And some other horses. Okay. And then there's the night when it all came to a head. So same thing, laying in bed, clutching my son. They're all over the house. I think I may have already brushed on this in one of the earlier videos. Not that it even matters. No one's watching my videos anyway, right? So I'm pretty sure they've intercepted that so that, this just turns out to be some sort of horrible accident and I'm insane and there's no recollection of it. But what these people don't realise is what's done in the dark comes to the light, and nothing is unseen. Nothing. So they're all over the house. I asked my husband to go and take a look. I don't even know why. I mean, we knew what was happening, but I can't explain why I acted any way I acted. So I said to him, I think there's someone in the house. Can you please go? I don't think I even asked him to take a look. I just said, I think there's someone in the house. And he's left the room. He did tell me when he left the room, he said, whatever you do, don't call the police. He didn't come back for a really long time, what felt like an eternity. I was laying there clutching Jet, and it felt like an eternity, like too long. I'm hearing commotion out the front. And I didn't know what to do. The phone was sitting there right on the side table, and I grabbed it, and I did call the police. And I said, first thing that I wasn't even thinking. something was just like, something just kicked in, and I said, I told him the address, and I mentioned the word that you probably should never say. And in hindsight, it's really not important. But I would definitely consider this an act of, you know, that word that starts with a T, ERRORISM. That's how you spell it. Energy's kind of like ramping down now, but I have to get this done because the pain is kind of getting full on, and I don't know how long. So I'm gonna keep going with this one. So as soon as I said that, the phone, there were bells ringing and everything on the other end. The woman immediately started becoming like super hyper, and they asked me to stay on the line. I just put the phone down. I don't think I hung up. Next thing I know, the whole street was full of police cars. I see Craig's dad being brought inside, hobbling. And from what I'm also hearing in the background is he was beaten in his leg, predominantly. This is an elderly man, okay? Elderly man who has cancer already, who has a walking stick, is like not mobile, and never deserved any of this. Nobody did. A officer kind of kitted out in like full-on gear, burst through the front door. It's just me there at that point, and Jet in the bed. I immediately jumped out of the bed. I didn't want them coming in crazy, so I jumped out of the bed and stood in the lounge room so that they could see me with my hands in the air. It's, you know, get down on the ground. I did that. First thing I said was, my son's asleep in the bed right there. He's only 6, just so he knew. And got down on the ground. He asked me if there's anyone in the house. At the time, I didn't even think. I said no. I think I said, I don't think so. I think I said no. I can't even recall, actually. Severe, like, shock. Somehow, most of those officers were asked to leave, and we were left with just three or four, 3 that I remember. And as one of them is pulling me up off the ground, saying, "Oh, you can get up now," I'm lifting myself up, and I look to the left under the coffee table, and there I see that skateboard type apparatus, a little kind of trolley thing on wheels, pretty small, kind of like a roller skate type thing, maybe 2 of them, under the coffee table, and I noticed he did too. So they sit me down. 2 officers are in the kitchen. Everyone else is out the front, and one of these officers is obviously that gentleman known, the piece of shit, I mean. I'm going to keep pushing on with this, even though this is going to come out a real mess, because I want to get this one done. And yeah, the person that claimed to be called Pete that showed up next door to me at Northfield later on. And this is what they do, like they're twisted. And I actually was just sitting out the back thinking, I don't understand why they do that kind of thing, like rub these things in your face, or so they sit me down on the couch and he tells me, oh, we're just going to make you a cup of tea, like you're obviously under a lot of stress, and then we'll figure out what's going on. I'm sitting there waiting. I'm just going to call him Pete from now on so it makes it easier. He's standing in the doorway of the kitchen. I can't see the other guy. And as many times as I have tried to remote view and look at this other guy in there that's making that cup of tea, I cannot. Roughly, I can, but this person is cloaked heavily, I'm feeling. Because I can't get a fix on him. But Pete is standing right there in the doorway, looking at me, talking to me, and he's sort of glancing back at that guy and looking at what he's doing. See, being an intuitive and really tapped in, you notice all these tiny little details. You just do. He then says to me, how old's your boy? And I said, he's 6. And he mutters under his breath, oh, my guys love 6-year-old boys. I am completely not present for this, I don't think. I can't even believe I'm like. So I'm presented with a cup of tea, and I think I had a tiny little sip. They had dosed it. Later on, I found out that had happened when I was drug tested at the hospital. I don't know if that's protocol as soon as you went to the hospital, but that's what they did. So I have a tiny sip, and then they're sort of telling me, look, because you made that phone call, which is pretty serious, you've obviously been under a lot of stress, and we think it would be best if you went and stayed at the hospital just for a little bit to recover. You know, that's how it was put to me. And I pleaded and begged. I said, you can't do this, please don't do this. I need to be with my son. And the look on this guy's face that called himself Pete, when I'm standing there like pleading, saying, you can't, please don't do this, don't take me away from us. He looked. This is a piece of dirt. So they shuffled me off, put me in an ambulance, without my consent, implicitly. And took me away from my child, up to Modbury Hospital. Lyle McEwen Hospital was the first place. During this drive in the ambulance, and the whole time, even when I was in hospital, I had Jet's photographs in my purse, and that's all I had to just keep focused on. And in some ways, I was just covering him, you know what I mean, with love and just supporting him. So I'm sitting in the back of the ambulance, just doing that, and I'm hearing the discussion in the front of where they're going to take me, and all of a sudden, someone said, "Oh, plans have changed." We were heading up to Mowbray, actually, and he said, "Oh, plans have changed, we're going to the Lyle Mac." And yeah, we turned around and headed there. When I